What's up guys, welcome back to the A45, welcome back to the London car scene. My name's Chris. If you haven't watched the channel before, this channel is all about the A45, modifying the A45 and the London car scene in London, obviously London. If you're not subscribed to the channel, smash that subscribe button now, hit the like button, watch some of my previous videos, follow the channel. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And in today's video, as you can probably tell by the title, is I have a little problem, and that problem is with the company Race Chip. So I'll explain a little bit about what happened. So this is the box of the Race Chip. Let's see that you can see that. Yeah. So this is the Race Chip S. The Race Chip S is not what I brought. I brought the Race Chip GTS. I brought it second hand, so this turned up and I was like, oh, the Race Chip S, and ordered the Race Chip S. So yeah, open it up, and inside is not even the Race Chip S. What's inside is the Race Chip. It's an older Race Chip, but it's called the Race Chip Ultra, and basically this Race Chip is meant to produce, I think it's roughly about 50 to 60 brake horsepower. It's meant to take the car up to 420 brake horsepower and about 510 or a bit more Newton meters of torque. So let's get started with the video, and I'll tell you my problem that I've been having with this Race Chip and why it's in the box now and why it's going in the bin. So let me explain how I ended up with the Race Chip Ultra in a Race Chip S box when I actually ordered a Race Chip GTS. I have 3 different Race Chips.
I'm so damn confused.
And somehow I've ended up with an older version. So basically it came up, oh that was a big scrape. Basically the box came up on eBay, and I was like, right, let's invest in a little Race Chip just until I decide where to go get a map, because there's a few places that do remapping, and the one place that I've been looking at is basically called MSL Performance, and a lot of the A45s go there. So it's a bit of a trek to get there for me. So I was trying to decide, maybe looking at companies closer. That was a big rock that just went underneath my car. Basically looking at companies closer to me, but there's a fair few, and obviously not a lot of people take their A45s there. They've done like 1 or 2. I'm undecided which one to go to. So if you've got a company based in sort of the south of England towards like London or Milton Keynes sort of area, then give me a shout, leave a comment in the section below and let me know where I should take my A45 to get it napped. But going back to the story, so basically the GTS box came up on eBay and I was like, this is a bargain. So I was like, I'm going to buy this, fit it to my car, and it will just tick me over until I go and get it mapped. So I ordered it. The guy was like, yeah, it's the GTS box, I'm going to send it out tomorrow, which he did, and it turned up pretty much the next day. And then it arrived and I opened it up and it was in the GTS the race chip S box, which is the lower, like there's three race chips. So the GTS, there's the race chip S, the race chip RS, and the race chip GTS. I basically thought if you're going to use one of those boxes, you might as well go for the highest one. So placed the order with him. It arrived the next day. The S box was there. I was like, what? This is the X. This is not the GTS. I was like, maybe he's put GTS in the S box because, you know, he might have had one or two. But that was not the case. When I opened the box up, it was the Ultra inside. So I messaged the guy, and fair enough to him, he didn't have a clue. Which, well, you could have thought he was playing dumb, but like, I don't think he was. I thought he generally didn't know what box it was. So I was like, right, let me plug it in the car and see what sort of power it has and like how the car feels. So I plugged it all in. The wires weren't labelled up, and the instructions that come with it are terrible, to be fair. They say it's easy, which it is easy if you know what you're doing. So I had to go online, do a bit of research, work out what was what, and once I knew what was what, it was easy. But the instructions are so bad. Like, one of the sensors is pointing to the wrong sensor. So first of all, I took that sensor out and I was like, nah, this sensor doesn't match up with the wiring. So once I did a bit of my own research, you find out that the arrow is actually pointing to the wrong sensor. The right sensor is next to that one. So once it was all plugged in, turned the car on, and the engine management light came up. I was like, I'm not moving the car with this engine management light on, no way. Like, especially like this sort of car. So I took it out, plugged all the sensors back in, and the engine light was still there, because obviously the error code was still there. So luckily I had an OBD reader, code reader thing. One of my mates gave it to me, so luckily plugged that in. Didn't think it was actually going to pick up the codes, but it did, and then I managed to clear it and wipe the engine management light off. And then it was just a case of sort of, do I plug it back in and try again, or do I just leave it? And I thought, like, I might as well just leave it, because it's not the one I really wanted. And it's an old version. Yeah, I just wanted the newer one. So I put it away, went to send it back, and then the next morning I was like, you know what, I'm just going to try it again. So the car hadn't been moved all night. Obviously, like, the electrics were like no power going through them, nothing. I think the previous time I'd done it shortly after I'd been out in the car. So this time I tried again, plugged all in, no error light on the dashboard. So I took it out, and I wasn't really impressed, to be fair. There was a little bit of more of a sort of push from the torque, but brake horsepower, it possibly could have been something, but nothing like what they're claiming. No way. So, and I don't know if it's down to the Ultra box or just the box that I've got, but obviously it's reading okay. There was no error codes on the dashboard. So in short, basically, I took the race chip box back off because I used it for a day. I couldn't feel any difference, to be fair. There's a slight difference maybe in torque, but brake horsepower, nothing really. If you've got an A45 and you've got one of these chips, specifically the race chip GTS black is what I'm looking at. But I don't think I'm going down the race chip route. In fact, I know I'm not going down the race chip route anymore. That has been changed. There's an update coming up in possibly the next video or the one after that. So hit that subscribe button. Guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. I think I've pretty much said everything I need to say on race chip. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below with your experience on the race chip. And thank you for watching.
Let's give me power.